I'm sorry, Jeffrey Jordan, but I do have to pick third eye Kyrie Irving. Sorry.
The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Let me take away with.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Summit. I'm Antonio Perez, joined as always by Danny Cole, DC, UPenn's finest, Chris Culture, CB Culture Boy. We have another great episode for you guys today. We'll be talking, sadly, about the AFC South, arguably the second. We all know NFC South is the weakest division. AFC South probably second, with what looks like a clear winner, but hey, future's bright everywhere. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about what happened in the running back market today. We're recording this on Monday. It's going to release Tuesday instead of our usual Wednesday. Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley could not get an extension done. So we'll be talking about like what is up with the running back market. And someone who struggled with the running back market a while ago, a personal favorite of Danny's, Le'Veon Bell, actually apologized to Steeler Nation today, and he said he wished he never left. He said he should have never left, and yeah, he would be right. But I love a player with self-awareness.
Chris's Ravens Nation are thanking him. He's like, "Thank you for leaving the Steelers."
Yes, Browns fans, Bengals fans, Ravens fans, all thanking them for breaking them up.
Football fans, yes,
man. Nah, I loved Bell and the Steelers. We're also going to talk about Joel Embiid. He said last night in an interview with Maverick Carter that he wants to win a championship, and then quote whether it's in Philly or anywhere else. So maybe we're diving deep. No, maybe we're focusing too much. Whatever the case may be, and then we're going to end it on our Take the Skyline 1v1 tournament. Last episode we did like wings, we did like T-Mac, PG, KD, Melo. Today we're going to be doing guards. And we'll reveal those names later. But I want to start with Summits and Plummets, as we, of course, always do. If anyone, I'll leave it up to you guys. Whoever wants to take the floor first. Danny, Chris.
I'll take the floor. My Summit. This girl did I don't even know her name. She did an awkward-ass podcast with Drake.
Dude, she
why are they laying in bed?
I don't know. I guess that's just the scenery, bro. You know how many people have been like trying to get Drake on a show just for this girl and Lil Yachty to like just get him, like, and it was like she made him uncomfortable, like not uncomfortable, like I don't want to be here, but like she had him stunned. It was honestly, it was kind of wholesome too.
Yeah.
Drake didn't know what a nonstop flight was. He was like nonstop, like the song by Drake. And I'm like, banger, bro, but no, like that's not what a nonstop flight is, bro. Yeah. So wait, was that your Plummet or your Summit?
That's a Summit, man. I discovered that show, and then Drake was like, "Tyga."
Oh yeah, he was like maybe if he was like, do you know who Tyga is? She was like the one that goes out with Kylie Jenner. He said, what did he say? He was like, yeah, maybe back in like 2006. I was like, yo. No, that's actually a W for her because I think she has like less than 1 million followers on Instagram. Last time I checked, it was around like 800 something. So like, yeah, that's big time.
Yeah, not
that boy, that's like Inter Miami when Messi came to town. Which hey, that's gonna be my Summit. I think Messi's got. I think he's making his debut sometime soon. I honestly have no clue. I just know that. Shout out to the dude who saw him in a Publix and nobody knew except him. That is so cool. That he didn't have to bombard him. Like he was the only person in the store who knew who he was. He was like, oh my god, like I'm gonna get this pic with the greatest soccer player of all time.
Literally,
so, yeah. So that's cool. I'll just get I would say I got Plummet out the way. My man Jordan Walsh got snubbed from the all summer league teams. I don't know what more a man can do. Shot high 30% from 3. Best defender in the summer league. I don't know what more they want from Michael Jordan Walsh, but hey, we get snubbed, but it's cool. He's gonna be one of these. He's going to be one of the like few players from summer league who's actually going to get rotational minutes on a winner besides like Max Christie. But like everyone knows Max Christie was going to end up playing this year. So
Yeah.
I'll swing it to Chris since he hasn't got a summit or a plummet up yet. So Chris, floor is yours.
My plummet is today. I rolled my ankle and I might have a concussion and we lost. So 3 L's. So three plummets. I got plummets for the next 3 fucking weeks.
She gave me a brain that's my concussion.
Literally, I am 3 to the head. It was like a knee to the head. Literally, I got knee in the back of my
3 to the
skull
dome.
on a layup. It was the worst thing ever. And then
My guy heard Mike Breen say, "Bang!"
and it was knee to head. That's what happened. My summit though, I discovered the Netflix. Not discovered. I'm not Christopher Columbus. I discovered the Netflix show. It's quarterback, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. We binged it like in a day and a half. It was a really interesting show though. Shout out to Netflix. They had Pat Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Mariota. So they had like legendary, mid, and then like under mid with Mariota.
I like that though.
Yeah, I did too. It was really cool.
You do get to see every angle. Aura matters.
Yeah, it
Aura
was
really
dope.
does matter.
Yeah, it was really dope. I liked it because, like you said, it kind of just showed their like actual life of like a mid quarterback. Like he just goes home. Kirk Cousins has like the most regular life. Mariota like tries and works as hard as he can, still doesn't get any better. And then Pat Mahomes is just a freak of nature from his training to.
No, he's a freak like he is freak like Giannis too.
Yo,
a freak in the streets, a freak on the court. But
so I would say next year I would like the quarterbacks to be. I would like Josh Allen to be one. I think that would be cool. I would like to see. Danny's gonna like this. I would like to see Kenny Pickett be one of them. A young guy who had like the half and half rookie season.
Bro, he's not young. He's 25.
Come on, bro. He's a second year quarterback, and stop swallowing your mic.
I'm
and
far from it, man.
You're
like this.
But anyway,
Trevor Lawrence, the prince that was promised.
Trevor Lawrence would be a fire one because I heard he really indulged in that Duval personality. I heard Golden Boys like that.
So
but
ball in them.
All right, well, talk about Trevor Lawrence, we can perfectly transition into the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have their win line is 10.5, which I think they won 10 games last year. I'm pretty sure. They won 10, took it all the way to the end. But first half of the season Jaguars and back half of the season Jaguars, two completely different things. You could argue it started with that Ravens game. Sorry, Chris. It started with that Ravens game, that big comeback. From that point on, Trevor Lawrence was arguably and statistically the best quarterback in football until he got knocked out. He played phenomenal. I'm not saying he was the best. You can make the argument though. Me and Danny last year, we made a list projecting who will be the top 10 QBs by the end of the season. I had Trevor Lawrence at 9, and he even exceeded that. I think he sits around 7th right now. I think the only, I guess you could say for sure, guys you can put over him are Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Herbert, Hurts, and Lamar. I think still have him beat due to body of work, but yeah, sky is the limit for that kid. I'm going to start with Chris on this one. Over or under 10.5 wins for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And do you think Trevor Lawrence can win an MVP this year?
Well, nice. That kind of leads into both my answers. Yes, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars go over. It's honestly opposite of what my reasoning was for the 49ers being, still being pretty good or beating their over underline, was because I said last episode that having weapons can, carry you through, but having a great quarterback can too. Like it's kind of putting players in a better position or putting playmakers in an even better position. And I think he's going to build on like what he did last year. So I think they go over 10.5. I think they sit like 11 to 12, honestly, just because the South isn't that good. So I think they can easily, I won't say easy, but I think they can get to 11. And if they get to 12 wins, or dare I say over 12, I think Trevor Lawrence is the MVP, because I think he would be, I won't say dragging them, but I mean, carrying them pretty good on his back if they do get to 12 wins. So I would say, yeah, to both of them.
Him playing well is a reflection they're most likely going to win, because it's not like when a guy like him, when he picks up steam, and I think Danny can agree with me on this. During week 18, they're playing the Titans, and first like 3 quarters ish, he was missing bunnies. And that's something we saw him do rookie year was like, you got to stop that. He's missing bunnies, but he started hitting his throws, and they just started to walk away with it. And then they got that game winning interception. Same deal with the wild card game. He was just awful, 4 interceptions, and then he started catching his stride, and he was awesome. So it's truly like reflective. It's almost like I'm trying to think of like a basketball player who like Anthony Davis. Is he's playing well? The Lakers probably won that game. So not saying they're similar, like prospect, whatever the case may be, but I'm just saying that kind of impact. He's playing well.
Trevor
Probably not gonna
Lawrence
lose.
is what Zion Williamson is for the New Orleans Pelicans.
Funny thing enough, I tweeted that out a while ago. I tweeted out these are 2 what did I say? They're I forget exactly what I said in the tweet, but they're like the same thing. Generational prospect, best prospect since wherever, number 1 overall pick.
The teams play better when they have their player on the field, and that's point blank. Trevor Lawrence's biggest question coming out of being the number 1 overall pick was, does he really want to play football long term? Is that really a freaking question mark about a person? He's a number 1 overall pick, and he got questioned, does he like football? I don't care if he likes football. He's great at it. And guess what? The Jacksonville Jaguars will steamroll the Tennessee Titans. They'll steamroll the Houston Texans. And they'll steamroll the Colts with 3 rookie quarterbacks possibly starting. This team added Calvin Ridley at the deadline. Calvin Ridley is an arguable top 10 wide receiver. He's arguably a top 10 wide receiver when he's healthy. This dude got suspended because he gambled. Who doesn't gamble?
It ain't necessarily healthy.
Sideline Summit coming soon. Come on, man.
Well, quick shameless plug. Use code BELLYUP for, little promo at DraftKings, which is what we're using these over-under lines on. But yeah, Danny said it. Chris said it. I agree. Over 10.5 wins. I think they'll get 5 or 6 wins out of, 5 or 6 wins just from the division. And they're going to ball. The confidence level is different. Travis Etienne played really well in the back half of the year. And I think they actually went out really well. Like they fought the Chiefs very hard.
Tyson Campbell, one of the most underrated corners in the NFL.
Yeah, and Danny was right about that. You were right about that when you first told me about Tyson Campbell. I'm pretty sure he had the game-winning interception for them against the Titans. Yeah, he's going to be really good. That defense is not Saxonville level, but I agree. They are back, but sadly, does anyone else have any remarks about the Jaguars before we move on to the Titans?
Let's move on. This team is winning the division. I will put $1 million on it if I had it when I hit the Powerball in about 20 minutes.
I think I'm the only person that thinks that Trevor Lawrence isn't Zion. I've seen it 100 times. Only thing I think isn't Zion because he doesn't have a Brandon Ingram. It's the only reason why.
He does. Calvin Ridley.
Oh, he does have Calvin Ridley now.
See,
he does have him now.
Get it.
Right.
You low key be forgetting about it, but nonetheless, we can start with the Tennessee Titans. So Ryan Tannehill most likely will be starting a quarterback, but honestly, you even have to take it back to like right now. Who is going to be the second quarterback on that team? And yes, it's even despite the new rule change that you can keep a third quarterback, like just in case if anything happens. Apparently, the Titans they still won't do that. Like someone's going to get cut, and it's probably going to be Levis or Willis, excuse me. So I guess Danny, over or under 7.5 wins for the Titans, and how do you see their quarterback situation playing out throughout the season?
So I think the Titans are actually becoming slowly underrated. People forget who Mike Vrabel is. He used Josh Dobbs. I love Josh Dobbs, man. Rocket scientist, hell of a dude. But Josh Dobbs didn't. He signed off after not playing football for a minute, and almost won. He almost beat the Cowboys. He almost beat America's team, whether you want to call it America's team or not. He took his team to the brink of the playoffs. That's not a knock on Josh Dobbs, but it's more of a props to Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel is an underrated coach in the NFL, and this needs to be talked about more because he drags his team to playoff contention every single year. It's every single year they're 9-8, they're 10-7. They're sitting right at the brink of the playoffs, and this team plays tough games. I was at a Steelers Titans game, and it was down the stretch. Titans were like 11-4. Tannehill had 5 turnovers, and the Titans still almost won the game. That
They're
just
serious,
speaks volumes, man. Like, their D-line's good. They're coached up right. Vrabel can call the defense really well. You don't want to play around with them. Like, they can beat teams.
Yeah, I agree. I think 7.5 is a very good line. I'm personally going to go over like 8. Probably not make the playoffs. They'll be in the mix, especially with DeAndre Hopkins, which I think Madden overrated him a little bit with his 93 rating. But I do still think he's one of the, I think he could be a top 15, like borderline top 10 receiver in this league when healthy. He just hasn't been able to show it off a lot the past 2 seasons. I think he can open up the game. Like it gives Tannehill like a real option. Treylon Burks, some people gonna think that Hopkins is gonna take his touches. No, he's gonna take his coverage. So Treylon is going to get so much more looks. I think he could have a very, very good second year. Now, as for the quarterback situation, I guess it depends. Like if they're like midway through the season, they're looking like, I don't know, 5-5. I can't see them flipping to a rookie. Not yet, because Vrabel will try to make the playoffs. So I guess it does depend. If I'm going to take the over on these wins at like 8 barely, they're going to be midway through the year. They're going to be like 4-4 or whatever. But I don't know. In my opinion, unless things get really bad with Tannehill or like, just things aren't looking good throughout like the first 7 weeks or whatever, they're probably going to turn to Levis, assuming that, he eventually beats out Willis in camp. But hey, we'll see. I'm going to go over. Chris, over under 7.5 wins. And how do you see the quarterback situation playing out? Like I asked Danny.
I kind of agree with Danny's take, really. I think they're becoming slowly underrated, only for a simple fact. I think defense and coaching is more valuable in the NFL than it is in the NBA, and I think they have pretty good at both. So I think getting to a mid-range of 8 wins is very doable. I don't think they're getting over 10, but I think 8 to 9 is very doable. So I would take the over on their wins. I mean, at the end of the day, they have a couple of playmakers, and you still have Derrick Henry at the end of the day. I mean, in regular season, especially if he can stay healthy, you'll get 6 wins off of Derrick Henry's back at the end of the day. So I think you have a chance for that. And I like Treylon Burks a lot too. I think he could be a really, really good playmaker. And Hop will take a lot of the coverage from him, like Tone said. So I agree with you guys. As far as the quarterback thing goes, I think they're going to stick with Tannehill, at least for this year, especially with adding D-Hop. I think you would want to kind of give Tannehill another chance after not having A.J. Brown anymore and things like that. So I think you give him another chance with a guy like Diop. So I think they stick with Tannehill. I think they can get to 8 or 9 wins for sure, just off the defense, Mike Vrabel and Derrick Henry.
Why do people act like D-Hop is 33-year-old Julio Jones? He's not that right now. He's not injury prone his whole career. He's not barely getting away from his coverage. D-Hop wasn't a physical freak of nature, jumping over people like every contest. He has amazing hands. He wins in the intermediate routes. D-Hop is a completely different specimen to Julio. Julio at his prime was probably blew D-Hop out of the water. But right now, D-Hop is 10 times better than Titans Julio.
Yeah, and see, it just D-Hop hasn't been able to show it off for a while. That is probably my only reason behind it. But these thoughts out of the way, we're gonna go on to the Houston Texans, who don't necessarily have.
One last shameless plug. Tajay Spears, Mr. No ACL, is supporting. I'm rocking out with Tajay Spears, backup running back, Mr. No ACL for Tennessee Titans.
ACL gang. We're supporting you as well, man. The no ACL gang. But we will go to the Houston Texans, who flat out they're not winning 5 games. Their line's 5.5. they might be competing. Well, not for the number 1 overall pick. They traded it, but they're going to try to win as many games as possible. I don't know how many games they're going to win. That roster is no bueno. I just want to under what I expect from CJ Stroud is rookie of the year caliber numbers. His wide receiver core ain't like the hottest thing ever. He's like we were me and Chris were talking before the start. John Mechie's going to be back. You got Nico Collins. Of course, you got
Tank Dell.
See, Houston born and raised. You got Tank Dell. I'm blanking on the running back's name right now. He killed the Eagles.
Damian
I don't
Pierce.
even know. Damian Pierce. Yes, I'm so sorry. I sound like a casual now because he.
I know you're not
murdered the
talking about
Eagles.
Rex Burkhead, Patriots legend.
Oh no. Patriots. Oh man, any white running back was a Patriots legend. Besides Christian McCaffrey, but yeah, those are just my thoughts. I'm gonna swing it to Chris because he did bring up some of the young weapons before the show. Over under 5.5 wins for the Houston Texans, and what are just the expectations for a young team like this?
I think I was joking with you before the show. I think I said I don't see them getting over 3. Like in reality, I don't see them getting over 5 wins in reality. So taking the over is just difficult for me. So I would go under. I don't see them getting 6 wins. I mean, maybe they could, but I just see them being exciting enough for the fans. Like you get to see your young pieces play. You get to see Stroud. You get to see Mechie. Hopefully Mechie's back 100%. I think he is, but just hope he stays that way. Tank Dell, hometown hero. I would say hometown hero, but from hometown kid. So I think it'd be cool to just kind of see them there. And I think just seeing them improve will be a win enough for the franchise and people who like watching the fans of the teams. I mean, they went through the weirdo Deshaun Watson stuff and then all the other things. So like just having a reset with a new quarterback and actual playmakers on offense, I think it can be good. I think it can be good and entertaining, almost like. Kind of like, and I'm not comparing CJ Stroud to anybody to Wemby, but if the Spurs win 17 games, like you don't really care how many they win. You just want the young pieces to get better. You want to see how Wemby fits with Keldon and Vasil, stuff like that. So you really just want to see how Stroud, Mechie, and all of them can get it going. So this should be good.
Weird thing you mentioned the Spurs and 17 wins. Their line's 30.5.
Oh, I'm taking under 100%. That's insane.
Unless Wemby is like
play
a rookie
less than
LeBron.
65 games. He's going to play less than 65 games, 100%. He's not going to play 65 games. Just not off injury, off of the Spurs holding them out and stuff like that. I don't see him playing over 65 games. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. But one thing, we'll talk about the Spurs on another day, but I kind of they sneaky got a nice young core with Vassell, Keldon, Wemby, Trey, Sohan, even though you hate Sohan. But I'll swing it over to Danny. Same thing. Over under 5.5 wins, and just what are the expectations for a Texans team that has no first round pick and no Super Bowl aspirations?
Okay. D'Amico Ryans got a phenomenal coaching hire. He's going to be their coach the next 5 years. He's who they should have hired last year. Lovie Smith was kind of a throw-in. They didn't want to hire him. That was kind of like a, you've been here for some time, let's hire you.
Yeah.
The Houston Texans.
Yeah.
You know how it goes in the industry. The Houston Texans favorably play in one of the worst divisions of football. They favorably play the NFC South this year. They favorably play the Arizona Cardinals this year. They have a lot of games that could go both ways. And I'm not saying I'm taking the over. I have my sitting at right around 5 games. But I'm taking I have them winning 5 games, but I would not be surprised if they win like 7 because they play the worst division in football. The Panthers are going to be I don't know, man. Like who's Bryce Young throwing to?
Terrence Marshall.
Yeah, he's okay. The Bucks.
Adam Thielen.
Yeah, he's like 33. He's like 29. I feel bad for him, man.
Dude,
the Bucks.
He's the oldest 29 I've ever seen. If he's 29,
I know, man. He played D2 football. Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to him, Grinder.
The Bucks have Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. They both stink.
That's the worst quarterback room in football. Oh my God. That's bad. That's really bad.
The Saints got Derek Carr. Like he's the most stable quarterback in that room in that division right now.
That's crazy because last year people were arguing like, wow, Derek Carr is like the worst quarterback in the AFC West. And that's a good thing. Like he was a top 12 quarterback. Now this year it's like, oh, Derek Carr is the best quarterback in the division. And that's a bad thing. Like it's so crazy night and day, but
more to the NFC South next week. But and then the last team is the Falcons, which they could either win 15 games or win like 2. We don't know what they're gonna do.
Look, I'm just expecting like
Fun.
I'm expecting like Houston Rockets 2018. Throw up a bunch of points and give up a bunch of points. We'll see what happens. But it's gonna be fun. It's
They
like,
were like that for so long, though, man. Like they almost beat
yes,
the
yes.
Cowboys when Dak was thrown for 500.
Yeah, because Matt Ryan, bro, that's the story of his life. Go score 30, go give up 40. Like it's just nothing he can do. No, next week is just
Philly
gonna be
legend.
straight Bryce Young pop. Yeah, next week it's just gonna be Bryce Young Rookie of the Year propaganda from me. I don't got much else for them. But to finish off, talking about the Texans, yeah, we don't expect much. Go out there, play hard, have fun. But we can move on to
See you next year, champ.
Yeah. That's all, folks. I don't know if I'm legally allowed to say that, but let's talk about the Indianapolis Colts, who, their line is 6.5. Now, they're a weird one, man. Like their roster is pretty good. They're gonna be rolling in Anthony Richardson, who a lot of people are like, in a way, like he's like a basketball prospect. He's super raw. But we've seen what happened with Trey Lance when he didn't get the touches, because now he's in year 3 and it's like he has no game time and like what are we gonna do with him? But he's got all this potential. I think they did a bad thing by not playing him immediately, because him and Richardson, they have 1 season of games. Richardson is 21 years old, like same age as me. I think obviously they'll throw him out. He's going to start immediately. He'll probably lead one of, if not the best rushing attack in the NFL. Him, JT, that's going to be awesome. Behind that line, Danny, I want your thoughts. Over or under 6.5 for the Colts, and expectations for Richardson, that offense, and just the team in general.
Well, that franchise. Let's talk about the Indianapolis Colts. Since your
let's
boy
do it.
Peyton Manning left, they have been a fucking shit show.
I'll say since Luck. That weird year where he couldn't play with the shoulder, and since he's left, yes, I agree.
Well, Luck brought them some excitement for a brief period of time, but yes, this team finally has something that's actually going on. This team isn't just turning in, oh, let's go get Phillip Rivers, let's go get Carson Wentz. Let's just get the throwaway quarterbacks for the first time in like 8 years. They finally got a franchise guy. They got a offensive coordinator from the Super Bowl. Could have won if Jonathan Gannon wasn't a bing bong. Come on, dude. And they got an offensive coordinator who
is going to run the rock.
Coach Jalen Hurts. And this dude who coached Jalen Hurts also is turning into one of the best offensive lines in the league. The Colts used to have that with Quentin Nelson and some guys around them. The Colts are definitely going to have one of the best rushing attacks in the league, like you said. And the thing about them, they're going to ball. They got these. Someone didn't bring this up. They got basketball players in the wide receiver room, man. Mo Ali Cox literally played college ball. Michael Pittman,
that's how you want it.
Ant Richardson's going to say, oh, you want it? Go get it. Boom. Or he's going to say, let's just take off and turn into prime Cam Newton. But better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hyped for Richardson. I know right out the gate he's going to be an awesome runner, and that alone will keep him on the field and avoid him from bust allegations. I'm excited to see how he'll do as a thrower. He was very inconsistent in his 1 year starting at Florida, but I think Steichen is working with a Hurts on steroids type deal. I don't know if he is the brain of Jalen Hurts that equals mindset of everything else, because that is just Jalen's just different, but definitely more physically gifted than Jalen is. I think everyone can agree on that. It's depending, will he put the work in? Will he grow under Shane Steichen?
Question for you.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Are you taking Anthony Richardson to break out and develop this great game under Shane Steichen, or Justin Fields to have his make or break it season in Chicago?
That's not.
Which one do you think is more likely?
So
to happen?
basic. Like, are you saying?
Justin Fields breakout season.
So are you asking what do I see happening more? Either Justin Fields breakout or like Anthony Richardson being good out the gate?
Yep.
I'm probably gonna say Justin Fields breakout. I'm not gonna lie. Richardson, because if Richardson's not good out the gate, oh well. Like I don't think anyone expected him to. It's just he needs game reps. So I would
He's younger
probably
than
say
me, bro.
Fields breakout.
He's younger
Yeah,
than me.
I think he's like somewhere between both of our age. I'm older than Josh Giddey. I had to throw that out there. Young people are getting into these leagues, and it's making me wish I
Old.
was 6'5". I wish I was 6'5".
6'10", 280.
I'd be hooping. I'll say that. But nonetheless, Chris, just your quick thoughts over under 6.5 wins for the Colts. Oh, I'm going under, by the way, and just
Under for me as
expectations
well.
for the team. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going under. Even though I love Anthony Richardson as a prospect player, I hope he's really, really good. I want him to be great. I really do.
Yes,
I don't believe in another player on the Colts team. Well, except for Jonathan Taylor, I believe in him. He just always hurt, but I do believe in Jonathan Taylor. I like him too.
You
But
know,
other than that,
the linebacker,
Which one?
Shaquille Leonard.
oh, he's cool.
Leonard,
I think I just hate Pittman the most, and he just makes me like not like anybody else. I think it's my problem. He's blinded by
Pittman-
dude. He kicks
Bro,
somebody.
Pittman plays like George Pickens, but a bitch.
That is crazy. So what, like if Pickens is NFL young boy, does that make Pittman gonna? Like, I don't know. Like,
Bro,
what does that make him?
He makes him like Future, bro. He just hiding in the corner, making rap songs about his ex-wife because Russ is taking care of his kids. Come on, man.
That's so crazy.
I'm going with what Danny said. That is another reason why I don't like the Colts. So yeah, I think the Colts are going to go under. They quite possibly might have less wins than the Texans. That's a crazy take, maybe, but it could be true. So I don't know. I don't believe in anything over in Indiana, and I'm a Chicago kid, so no, thank you. Under 6.
Bro,
Under 6.5.
they hired Jeff Saturday, who was coaching high school football, to coach the rest of their season.
Elite
What
center.
are you doing?
Elite center.
Hall of Famer.
Super elite, but holy.
Awesome dude. Awesome dude. Hall of Famer. But
It's
what
like-
are you doing?
It's like when the Nets hired Steve Nash. Awesome dude, awesome Hall of Famer. No idea why he was the coach. Same thing.
Give Kevin the Rock and get the hell out the way.
At least
What they
Jeff Saturday played for the Colts though. Steve Nash didn't even play for the Nets. They just like, hey, you want a job here? Go coach
Hall
those
of
guys.
Fame.
If I was a Nets fan, I would have started the trade Nash for cash.
Nash for cash. Oh, that's fire.
Oh,
All right,
that is
we're gonna move on to the running back market as today. Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley could not reach a deal before the deadline, so they
Pollard
are
didn't either.
reportedly
Don't
holding
forget
out.
that.
What's up?
Pollard didn't reach a deal, a long-term deal either. He just signed the tag.
Oh, Pollard didn't. Cook's still unsigned. Zeke's still unsigned, but he's probably going to go back to Cowboys. That's just my guess.
They said he's not.
All these backs.
I heard mixed reports there. That's weird.
Yeah, Zeke's all over the place, but I do end up seeing him playing for the Cowboys because they're not going to give Pollard, I think, the touches they plan on giving him. But we're talking about on the field. We're talking about like kind of like sort of off the field, like so many backs on the market not getting bread. And we'll try to keep this short, so we got a couple more things going to. But I mean, like, damn, like we're watching, like when I was younger, I wouldn't make a quarterback in Madden. I'd make a running back. I would just give myself all the carries and give myself all the screens. And now it's like this position that was once so idolized by the youth and everybody, and like everybody want the bell cow back. My first year ever getting into football, like I think me and Danny's first year getting really into football, Adrian Peterson ran for 2,000 yards. You want it to be all day. Like, that's what you want it to be. And then now,
Madden 25 coverage.
Exactly. Yeah, bro. Like, at Barry Sanders and AP were the covers for Madden 25, current gen, next gen at that time. It's just like what happened? Like, I don't know. I get from a business standpoint that running backs are not valuable. You can win with cheap running backs. But I don't know. Like I know football is not really the type of thing where you give a dude a contract because he's your guy. Like Kobe got that contract with the Lakers, like, hey, we're gonna pay you because you're our guy. Just chuck up shots for the last, dying years of your career. You don't really do that. But like Jacobs just won the rushing title by a mile, and Saquon was getting like early on, he was like offensive player of the year, was reviving this offense. And it was a big reason why Daniel Jones stayed out of turnover trouble. Because you were able to give it off to him. You were able to dump it off to him, make the smart decision. And Brian Dable and coach, the assistant Kafka, were big reasons for that. But Danny, I'll start with you because you kind of know the business and analytics side of things. Do either of these guys deserve not even what they're asking? I'll say, do either of these guys, like, should they have gotten like 10 to 12 mil? Like, what, like, is there any situation where you would pay these dudes? It's basically what I'm asking. Like, what are we looking at in general?
I'll tell you this. I would pay 10 to 12. I'm not paying 16 to 20, what they want.
Mm-hmm.
They were offered
I
10 to
agree.
12. They turned it down. And here's another thing. Austin Eckler's complaining, I need to be paid like a receiver, not a running back. Then go tell your coach I'm playing wide receiver.
Exactly. I'm telling you, he would make much more of a living and would be much more highly respected if he played slot receiver, because you're not a running back. Like, so Taylor took to Twitter, Saquon, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, everybody went to Twitter, and Austin Eckler went to Twitter. I said, bro, you're not in this. You're not one of them. The fantasy bros will say you're one of them. You're not one of them. My eyes tell me you're not one of them. But no, yeah, I agree with you. Like 16 mil, that's like top tier safeties in the league. That's Jesse Bates money. I can promise you he's more valuable to the team than a running back. But 10 to 12, I'll pay Josh Jacobs 12 mil all day. I'll pay Saquon 12 mil all day. These are two of the best backs in the league. Chris, I would say, Chris, do you like agree with us on that? Like 10 to 12 is right, but like if we're looking like 16, like 14 to 16 might get dicey.
Unfortunately, yes, I do agree. And it's just weird because like being a basketball guy, like watching these guys fight for these deals, and I watch role players get really, really big deals. It's just so weird seeing it. Like
Danny Green getting like 15 mil.
Yeah, I mean, even past that, like, and not even to hate on B-Ball Paul, because I love B-Ball Paul, but B-Ball Paul got like 3 years, 27, if I'm not mistaken, like 9 mil a year, 33,
23.
Oh, 23. Okay. So yeah, like I mean, that's still like what, a little over 7 a year. Like that's basically my point is people get paid so much in the NBA for so many different things. It's just weird to see guys who are focal points of a team be like clamoring for money at this point, and I bring it back to this point. I was always taught, like growing up, even though I wasn't like a big football player, like they said that running back's the worst position to play all the time because it's like the most easily replaceable. And then I seen a tweet today that said like you draft a running back, then if you really like him, you franchise tag him, and then after that you draft a running back again. And it's just rough, like seeing like that kind of play out sometimes. Like you said, Josh Jacobs won the rushing title like easily. And he can't get what he's asking for, which I mean, I do understand the business side of it. I probably wouldn't pay it either, but it's just weird to see. So at the end of the day, I do agree with you guys, but it's just like, I don't know, it's just weird. It's weird to see every year. It's always like that, especially with running backs, and especially like Saquon, especially because I mean, he kind of, I won't say he carried Daniel Jones at all, but like he definitely helped him be his best self, and I think it's just rough that he's working for that team.
Yeah, early
you can't
on,
measure. You can't measure. Awesome. You know, one thing they don't measure: running backs blocking and how much a running back can chip this middle linebacker blitzing through the A gap. Mm-hmm. They don't measure that. You know, another thing they don't measure: pass catching ability out of the backfield. You can technically measure it, but if Saquon's cooking the shit out of a linebacker, you can't measure that that linebacker just on the ground and Saquon's 30 yards downfield.
Yeah, it really is just weird. Like they are the most versatile. They are the most versatile like position in football. Like at least on the offensive side of the ball, they catch, they block, they run. They honestly do like quite literally the most dangerous thing. They get the ball and run into a pile of 9, 10, like 250 plus pound men, bare minimum, including linebackers and stuff. Like it's such a dangerous job, but you don't get paid for it. It's like being a firefighter. Like it's like you got a really important job. We ain't giving you nothing. Like, So I don't. Yeah, I mean, we all agree. Like
That was
it's
a
messed
bar.
up.
That was a bar tone, by the way.
What about firefighters?
Yeah, that was a bar. That's so true. Oh my god.
Yeah, but then they just on some volunteer work, man. It's rough, but we all agree that the market
Make
is
this
a
known.
little skewed.
B-ball Paul, like he said, B-ball Paul is getting $8 million a year almost. Saquon is one of the best running backs in the NFL and scrapping for 12, man.
Bro, it's so unreal. But we can actually get into B-ball Paul's teammate, Joel Embiid. Last night, well, we're recording this on Monday. Last night he was did a sit down interview with Maverick Carter. And it was talking about like he's like, I just want to win a championship. And hey, that ain't no wrong with that. Following part, he was like, whether it's in Philly or it's elsewhere, and that left a lot of people. I'm like, oh, is this like the breaking point? Is this gonna be Embiid's last year in Philly and all this other stuff? Chris, my question isn't whether this is Embiid's last year in Philly. We're gonna get to Danny on any of the Philly personal questions. What team with a realistic package? What team will give him the best chance to accomplish said goal of winning a championship?
Well, first I want to start by saying it's just slow right now, so everybody's pulling the most they can. Like when I read, I was like, does he really want to leave? Maybe, but probably not. But if there was a team, two teams, the New York Knicks, right? I think the Knicks could put together a package, even if they don't want to throw in, like they can choose. Mitchell Robinson, of course, is in that package. They have some picks, even though they're heavily protected. They may not convey into great picks, but they have those. They have their own unprotected. They have young talent in Quickly, Grimes, Barrett. I mean, some people say Barrett has talent, but that's up for debate. So they have those people, and you can kind of put that together and still keep your team. And still keep your team. You can still keep Brunson, Randall, and have Embiid if you want. So I would say
I would easily throw in Randall for a trade for
100%.
Joel Embiid.
I don't want
maybe
him.
try to keep Barrett, but
yeah,
we'll get to you, Philly man, in a second.
I would say the Knicks and one more team. Don't kill me for this. I hope I don't sound crazy, but
Celtics.
That's exactly the team I was saying. It's exactly the team I was saying.
I wrote an article today. About this same topic. I said the Knicks and the Celtics.
Those are the teams.
Keep going.
Those
I'll give my spill in a little bit. But
either way you slice it, either team can put together a package where they can either give away. Well, the Knicks don't have anything close to Jaylen Brown. I think they would want to keep Jaylen Brown if possible. But if push came to shove, they would. They have that in their wheelhouse.
Push came to shove, they could take Jaylen Brown for all I care.
I'm with you. I'm with you. So they have that piece in their pocket, and then they have a lot of. They did lose Smart and Grant Williams, which are two really important role players to real fans, not just casuals. But they still have other things they can put together. They have a Rob Will, they have Derek White, they have other pieces that you can maybe entice a team with if they're going to start over. So those are my two teams. I don't think he wants to dip just yet. I do think he does want to finish in Philly, and I respect Joel for it. He's literally he started the process. He's been trusting the process. He is the process. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get him wanting to stay, but if he does decide to be up, I know it'll be teams going after him, and I think the Knicks and Celtics would be the two teams that would really go after him.
Yeah. So in that article, I stated the reasons, honestly, why I think Jalen Brunson and Jason Tatum would be Tatum's just flat out better than James Harden. That's why he'd be a better running mate. But Brunson specifically, why I think he would be a better running mate for Joel Embiid is that Brunson can play make like on both of these teams. It's gonna sound weird. Both of these teams, Embiid, the offense wouldn't run through Embiid. It wouldn't have to be that way because both these guys are killers. They can get their own shot. They can play make if need be, but Brunson's gonna look for his own shot. Tatum is definitely looking for his own shot. You don't average 30, not being passed first. So like with an Embiid who is splitting the offensive load, being able to give more effort on defense and probably being fresher for the playoffs, which means a healthy Embiid playoff run, that's awesome. And I even said in the article, I said he can win a championship in Philly, but you got to stay healthy. Like, it is up to you, man. If you want to win a championship in Philly, it is solely up to you. You are one of the, like, at the very least, like 6 or 7 best players in the world. You could argue like top whatever, but it's up to him. Danny, I want to ask you your thoughts on it? Like, are you like, do you agree with Chris? Is it really just slow times, or like, do you really think the time is ticking for someone, maybe like Embiid, or maybe the time's more so ticking for Daryl Morey? I just want to hear your thoughts from the fan side of it.
So I saw this article come out right before we actually started recording. It said that
Mhm.
Embiid actually wants to be like Kobe
I saw that.
and Dirk, stay with team all for his whole career. If he leaves, I have one team that I would love to see him on. It's the Golden State Warriors. Him and Steph Curry would ruin careers.
Bro, don't say that. You're weird. Why would you want that?
Danny,
already
I
seen it.
thought you were cool. You watched Steph Curry get Kevin Durant, and you watched that, and then you want to
He don't deserve, bro. God loves him
and
too
give him
much,
Joel
bro.
Embiid. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding?
Bro,
Are
I
you
don't want to
kidding
see
me?
that
Loving
pick and
him-
roll, bro. No.
36-year-old
No,
Steph
no.
and 30-year-old Embiid would
That
be
wins a
probably
championship.
one of the best duo
Flat out.
that wins a championship immediately.
That's the best. No, that is the best duo in the association, unless you pair like Embiid with Giannis or like Embiid with Jokic.
Until Jokic and
really
Luka
don't.
finally pair up, I've been speaking it for years. Until they finally pair up.
Yeah,
And I'm
Luka
telling you this, ready?
Jokic meet up gonna be
What
crazy.
happened Sideline Summit? You heard it first.
It's kind of crazy because I think the Warriors kind of have the package to get it done next year too when Chris Paul's off the books.
Man, don't say
so?
that, bro. Don't say
So
that. Don't say that.
they
I want to.
throw Wiggins, Kuminga, Clay, a bunch of picks. They got the picks still.
Danny, back up your mic.
They
I
throw
think
Wiggins,
just a little bit.
Kuminga, Clay. Man,
Yeah, it
I
sounds
don't
better.
think y'all. I
The
don't think the
Warriors
Sixers
can get
taking
it
that. I
done.
don't think they're taking that for Embiid. That's not enough. I don't think.
oh no,
If-
they need more.
yeah.
But like, dude,
Anyway,
it's
Danny, you're a certified
debatable.
weirdo for wanting another 7-foot dominant player to play with Wardell. So we're gonna talk about other guards that aren't Wardell. Screw Wardell for right now. We are going to do our 1v1 tournament guard edition. Last week we did wings. So if you didn't tune in to last week's episode, you should. It's kind of timeless. You can watch it whenever. So tune into that, whatever. This week, our 1v1 players are for guards: Kyrie Irving, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson. I want to start on the right side of my bracket today. We have Kobe Bryant versus Allen Iverson. This would be like a 1-on-1 to whatever 11. And it's like limited dribbles. I know last week we said 3, but it's just limited. Like you can't just sit there and spam moves all day. So I think Danny had a very strong take about Kobe last week, so I'll let him take this one. Kobe or AI in a 1-on-1. I'm pretty sure I know where you're going with this.
AI is getting his ass bust.
yeah, I'd probably agree.
Kobe
Chris,
Bryant, dude. Like, are you talking about like arguably a top 5 basketball player of all time? Kobe Bryant.
it shouldn't be arguably. If you don't got Kobe in the top 5, bro, jump in
You know
a
why,
sewer.
Yeah.
Jump in a sewer for real. Like you gotta. Oh, I'll never understand that, man. The most
You
disrespected.
basically just
like
told
15...
someone get cancer or something. You probably gonna get
Yeah,
some sort
bro,
of disease
I
jumping
got
in a
no-
sewer.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, anyway, Chris, I probably know your answer, but Kobe or AI?
And it's unfortunate because I really do like Allen Iverson and what he did for the game, but it's just difficult. I think, and it's only one-on-one player I think that can even touch Kobe. And spoiler alert, he's on the other side of the bracket, and he actually has hair. So at the end of the day, sorry, Kobe, you win this one, easy.
Yeah, and these matchups are a little weird because then you have Kyrie Irving versus Michael Jordan, and then Kyrie is probably the most creative player of all time with the ball in his hands. But Mike is that dude is at the very worst 1B or 2, whatever. Like I'm going Michael Jordan. The defense is too strong, and it's I don't know. Like maybe if Kyrie got the ball first, like it really does suck because like yo Kyrie is nice. That's my dog too. I want to hear y'all thoughts. I'll probably go in Mike just because he's just bigger. It's the same issue on the other side of the bracket. It's just too much size, too much defense.
Well, get ready to clip it. Get ready to. This is the one that's gonna go viral. Please make sure you say it. I don't care if Baldy Locks is over there or not. If Kyrie Irving's over there playing basketball to 7, 3 dribbles, like we said before, he's gonna get 3 dribbles. The most creative person I've ever seen with a basketball. I'm sorry, Jeffrey Jordan, but I do have to pick third eye Kyrie Irving. Sorry, I am.
Wow. I
That's
see
gonna
your
ruin
vision,
life.
but like
That's
see
gonna
your
ruin life.
vision, but I see your vision, bro. But like, like it might, bro. Mike want to fucking depoy, man. Like, I don't. Is he gonna let that? Like, I don't
So
know.
I can win a defensive player of the year guarding people that work for UPS. I could do it too.
Okay.
Danny, what's your
Guess what?
thoughts?
It's not about Mike winning a depoy. It's about Kyrie not being able to guard Mike.
Yeah.
It's only 3 dribbles, Danny. Only 3 dribbles.
No. He said limited dribbles.
Oh,
Yeah. Limit. I mean, we
Oh,
could say 3 for this
okay.
for this context if y'all want. If you want to add 3, just so we have some like.
I'm still taking Jordan
real-
with 3 dribbles, man. I think Jordan can get by Kyrie and rise up over him.
Now I'll tell you what, man. If Kyrie was like 2 inches taller, bro, he's busting that ass.
You heard what Kobe said.
I'll
Kobe said if he was 3 inches taller, he'd beat me.
Yeah,
Kobe said.
I'm gonna be real. As a basketball player, as an offensive player, I will say he'd be better than Kobe. That's my opinion. But at the end of the day, if he was 3 inches taller, maybe he doesn't model his game that way. So that's why I don't like the height stuff. But unfortunately, Baldy is moving on.
Unfortunate.
On a
God.
2-1. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Like, look,
worry.
yo, if
I
either
tried,
if either of y'all ever want to do like a blacktop simulation 1-on-1, run these tournaments and prove us wrong, please do. Now we have what's a variation of this? This like the Flash fighting Reverse Flash. This like Superman fighting Bizarro. This is like
LeBron
it's
fighting
the same
KD.
thing. It's Michael Jordan versus Kobe. It's the same thing. Like I don't know.
Jimmy Butler fighting Michael Jordan. Oh.
No. Jimmy Butler's that man has no bag. He's getting walked in a 1v1 tournament. 0 bag.
Michael Jordan said the kid is not mine.
Yeah, he said, "Shame I love it like Billie Jean, but the kid is mine." But hey, Michael Jordan versus Kobe. I'm going Kobe. I'm personally going Kobe. On a 1-on-1, 3 dribbles going to 11. I got Kobe.
I told you last week. I'm taking Kobe Bryant over Kevin Durant. So why would I take him over Michael Jordan?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
this might surprise y'all. JK, it won't. I'm not picking Michael Jordan at all. Kobe Bryant for 2 reasons. 2 reasons. One, when Kobe was young Kobe with the fro still, he was trying to kill Mike off the simple fact he idolized him. And he wanted to kill him and show people it's better. So off that alone, one, I would pick Kobe. And for the second reason, the most important reason, I've always been taught growing up in my basketball career, Kobe is just Michael Jordan all over again. He just copied his game. So my thought's always been if he just copied it and quote unquote did it different, but did it a little better, is what I've been told, like consensus. 1v1, I think I picked the guy who copied the guy and did it a little bit better. So
Yeah.
Kobe being Bryant.
Yeah. I would agree. I mean, look, man, if you got like
it's splitting hairs though. It is splitting hairs. Well,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you know.
it really is down to preference. These are the same dudes by every stretch of the imagination. I would say Kobe has a little bit better footwork. Jordan can rise up a little better on his jump shot. But that would be all. Like that's a dream 1-on-1, man. Like it really, really is. It's a dream 1-on-1. But with that being said, it looks like we are about done here. Kobe Bryant is the winner of our guard edition 1v1 tournament. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you were watching this on YouTube, please hit like, subscribe, go over onto the podcast platform. If you're listening to this on the podcast platform on Spotify, Apple Pods, whatever it is, download the episode, leave a like, leave a 5-star rating, and head on over to YouTube. Do all those nice things. Anything to say before we get on out of here, fellas?
Let's get out of here, man. It's been a great episode. Stay tuned. We're doing the NFC South next week. You're going to see Bryce Young all over Alabama
Yes.
highlight film with his 6'8" lineman, making him look like a middle schooler.
And shout out to Jerry Love who won the WNBA All-Star Game MVP. She might break the scoring record for WNBA as far not scoring record, but the points per game average record. She's on pace to do it right now. So I know it's really random, but
Sabrina
Sabrina. Shout out Sabrina.
shout out
That
Sabrina
shot
for
is
breaking
crazy.
all the records, men and women.
Bro,
And shout out to left hand thumb flick people. If you know, you know. If people hate the offhand thumb flick, and she's one of the people who showed you can offhand thumb flick with your jump shot and make
yes,
damn near all of them.
absolutely. Well, from AP New Freezer, Culture 2 by Migos, and DC Comics, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.